ankle. When was it that prevented you from coming back this year?
Yeah, honestly, I've been working really hard
Your health right now, and what specifically injury-wise between the ankle and the groin was it that prevented you from coming back this year?
Yeah, honestly, I've been working really hard to get back to full health, and I feel like probably over these last couple of weeks is when I've probably started feeling my best. Obviously, my ankle kind of didn't allow me to really see where my groin was at. It was, I think, my second full court workout back when we were in, I don't even know what month that would have been, but I just went to kind of make a move, and unfortunately my ankle like completely rolled all the way forward, and probably one of the worst sprains I've dealt with. But I've just tried to stay positive the best I can, and but I honestly feel like I'm in a really good spot, and people
So
don't
let
always
me
realize.
say
I mean,
this real
people
quick.
that
Let me say this real fast. And if you didn't catch the YouTube short, feel free to check it out. But man, I hope they all get healthy. Caitlin, Kelsey, if you're gonna bring back Chloe, it really it don't matter. If the ones that you're not gonna bring back, I still wish them the best of health. But it's been a tumultuous, up and down roller coaster season. Kudos to everyone that helped the FIBA team make the playoffs. Um, it can't get any worse than it got this year in terms for Caitlin not playing. It can't get no worse than it already got. So, health wise, it's got to be better than this last season. And in my opinion, her next season needs to be her best season. She had an incredible rookie season, and the second season was marred by injuries. Hopefully, there won't be any injuries going into this third season. So let's watch this exit interview by Caitlin a little bit more, and I'll chime in from time to time.
are kind of in the basketball world, or whether if you're in other sports too, like when you're injured, it's honestly more work than when you're playing. So I've spent so much time here in this building this season, just trying to get healthy, and trying to kind of just get back to 100%. And honestly, I think that if
I gotta say this. Let me flip the camera lens. I think I have to say this. I think for me, the sooner I realized she wasn't coming back, the better the season was for me. Because when I thought that when they was bringing her back, stop, restart, stop, restart, stop, restart, over like watch, rinse, repeat, going back and forth. It was confusing. It was an issue, and you just can't find, that rhythm you need. And Caitlin just coming off the floor and going back on the court was crazy work. So when they finally ruled her out, I was like, okay, at least I know she's not coming back. But they never ruled her out, though, did they? Not until like the final week of the season. But I knew, not because nobody told me, I just knew she wasn't coming back. And that's when I was like, okay, weight off our shoulders. Weight off my shoulders. Let's watch more of this interview.
never was, I obviously played that game in Connecticut, and that's where I kind of felt some more pain in my right groin, and then obviously had some tests and other things done, and there was no decision of like, this is the end of my season. I had full intention of returning, and
But I did tell y'all her groin, that her thigh, her legs, everything, her hammy. I told y'all it was mashed potatoes. I don't know the if, ands, buts of the reason and why, but I told y'all, I'm saying Caitlin just don't have it, and they need to keep her out, much like many were saying.
I think in a way that was probably positive for me, because that's how I approached every single day. I came in here like I was going to play, I was going to get back out on the court, and it probably would have been even more devastating and crushing knowing that I was never going to be able to put my uniform back on for the rest of the season. But you just approach it like every single day you attack and get better, and it'll be
World,
like that work doesn't stop. And I think I've had really good perspective on it all, and that's probably what I'm most proud of too.
Hey, Caitlin, good to see you. Obviously, there's been a lot.
For those not to know that, I wouldn't know who that would be. But Caitlin only played 12 out of 44 games, which is really, really tough. That's really, really, that's just no bueno, But at least I guess Caitlyn could keep a smile on her face through it all. It's been a lot of ups and downs. There's been people that claim she faked the injury and everything. I mean, it's been so much about it. It is what it is. I've heard things. I won't disclose on them. But hey, at the end of the day, man, she made it through another season. Let's hear
Kind of
more.
going on this week.
What?
I might have heard some things. Wanted to see.
Wait a minute. Let me say
after-
this. I'm sorry I keep interrupting, but let me say this. Why do people say Caitlyn ugly? Because, like, where? Tell me the ugliness you see. Like, I'm just saying, I'm speaking this from the standpoint, like, it's all out there. People say Caitlyn is ugly. I don't see it, but I want somebody to explain to me where it's at. If you find it, let me know. Now, I'm not finna tell y'all, like, she one of the best looking women in the league, but I don't look at them like that. I look at them in terms of talent, what they can do. Is obviously you can see who got beauty. Like, you can see who's beautiful. Cam Brink, Angel Reese, you can see the ones that look beautiful. Sophie, I feel like Kelsey is, Rakia. I love Ray Burrell. It's like all over the place for me, but I don't get it. What's going on, daughter of Israel? Oh my goodness, how are you doing? What's going on? One old school CJ family. What's up, humble daughter? It's been so long. It's good to see you. We out here. I sometimes at times I bump into Charles. It's good to see somebody from the old CJ family. I bump into Charles from time to time. If you remember Charles Adderley, who else? And Sticks of Maine, if you remember Sticks from the chat. Hey, life has been lifing for pretty much all of us. I see you changed your name. Some I got a bad habit of doing, but I guess as long as I keep RC in there, everybody will still know who. Good to see you popping through. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and hit the play button. This interview is about 18, 19 minutes, and I'll be just giving commentary to everyone that's listening. And I'll be chiming in from time to time, like I said I was. But it's good to see you, daughter of Israel. I hope all is well with you and you. I'm trying to hit the play button. There we go.
Pieces, comments, and what she alleged that Kathy Engelbert had said specifically about you. What your thoughts were on that, and have a follow up.
Well, I mean, first of all, I have great respect for Fee, and I think she made a lot of very valid points. And
okay. So finally, Caitlyn speaks on the Nafisa Collier coming out against the WNBA commissioner, basically, basically slapping ammonia at the commissioner's face with her letter. And if you didn't see that video, I mean, it went viral. Check it out. Nafisa Collier calling out the WNBA commissioner and the league office as a whole. But it is good because Caitlyn's her team did not speak for her. So it's good to hear Caitlyn talk about this. And I'm going to see, I actually don't know what she's about to say. So I'm really interested to hear what she's about to say here. Let me see. I'm great. Glad to see you doing your thing, family. Oh yeah, I'm still here. I'm trying to be more consistent. Consistency is one of my biggest issues, but I'm trying to be more consistent in terms of putting out content.
You to understand,
We go back like 20 seconds.
Well, I mean, first of all, I have great respect for Fee, and I think she made a lot of very valid points. And I think what people need to understand, we need great leadership in this time across all levels. This is straight up the most important moment in this league's history. This league's been around for 25 plus years, and this is a moment we have to capitalize on. So that's honestly what I would say. I think there's, Fee said it all with what she said, and I think the points she made were very valid.
Had you heard that story from her before
No.
she said it publicly? And then have you spoken with Kathy Engelbert or heard from her at all since then?
No.
Thank you.
But maybe they're not that cool. Maybe Caitlyn and Nafisa, maybe they just like, respectful peers of each other. She may not have heard the story before. That damn sure don't mean it ain't real. Because in my humble opinion, It's very real, very real, because she sat up there. It was well thought out. She wrote everything out that she said. You could tell she was reading from a letter. You could tell that she spoke from a place of sincerity. At least I feel like she did. And it's good to get, Caitlin's 2 cents on it, and she seems to be in unison. And it's good to get out in front of the camera and speak about it on your own. So it's good to hear Caitlin give her 2 cents on that situation. Jesus loves you as well.
Chloe, and we'll jump over to Luke. What's Chloe start? Yeah, just with working back to full
I don't know
health.
I'm gonna try to turn it up a little
Kind
bit.
of baby steps, and we'll jump over to Luke.
Quickly, and then have you spoken with Kathy Engelbert or heard from her at all since then?
No.
Thank you.
Chloe, and we'll jump over to Luke. What's Chloe start?
Well, I wish you hear from
Just
Kathy.
with working back to full health, Steph mentioned that it was kind of baby steps and getting back and making sure you don't lose what you've worked on this season. Just what are your plans for the off season and possibly playing or just doing individual workouts?
Yeah, I mean, probably take a little bit of a break here, just for maybe a week. I don't really want to lose kind of the stuff I've worked on, and just trying to get my body back to full health. There's some USA basketball stuff I need to get ready for, and I need to be able to find some runs and some ways to play 5-on-5, just so I can kind of get that feel back. And but more than anything, I think my main focus is really just getting my body healthy. And once we get back to 5-on-5, like just being able to test my body and make sure I know it's in a good spot where it's going to be able to help hold up with everything that, we think we've corrected or we think we've worked on to be.
I know darn well you better be ready for the start of the season. As long as you're going to have, let's see, you finna have literally okay, so June or May, that's 5 months. You finna have you about to have 7 months. Literally. If you've been having longer than that. So you got 8 months to get your body right. There ain't no reason why you will be back in shape and you will be ready by the start of the season. It doesn't matter whether you playing. It don't matter if she playing. Whatever she participating in, Caitlin should be ready. Healed, healthy, and ready and raring to go come the start of this upcoming season. Back to it. Come on.
Able to know I'm in a really good spot there. And, when you go through injuries, especially in my scenario where it's been a few of the reoccurring kind of bouncing around, which isn't necessarily uncommon in my situation just because of compensation. And, when you're dealing with things in that groin area, that just is kind of how it can go sometimes. I think it's important that you can become confident in your body again. And that's for anybody that goes through injury. So that's probably going to be my main focus is, just feeling 100% again. And then obviously, having that confidence in my body too.
We'll go to Lou and then to Josh.
Right here. I'm continuing on what Chloe asked. How close are you to that 100% and being able to do the 5-on-5? I don't think we really knew you hadn't played any 5-on-5 up and down the court.
Yeah.
So
I think that's probably,
like I said, at the start of the season, you just better be ready. You got all this time. You got 7-8 months. There is no reason you shouldn't be ready. So, up at the start of next season, it's up and at 'em, Captain. Up and at 'em, Captain. You better be ready, and you will be ready. So, I think she understands that no matter what it is. If it's mental, you better be prepared. If it's physical, you better be prepared. You're professional now. It's a lot that goes into it. So you really got to be just really prepared to play the game and stay healthy at all costs. Let's go.
where people struggle to understand at times is there is a huge difference than me standing there and shooting spot shots and running up and down, but in a back.
You say the media makes things worse, Humble. Like you say they make it worse, daughter. Like I could attest to that. I actually could say that you right. Because they try to put you on like a trick bag spot sometimes. A good a really great media reporter wouldn't try. They shouldn't try. I won't say wouldn't. They shouldn't try to put the athlete on the spot. They really shouldn't try to do that. But sometimes you're inquisitive and you got a question and you really got to answer it. And you really got to ask it. But yeah, you're right about that. Because some questions can really be kind of out there. And then you just kind of want to give, as the athlete, I would say, as vague as an answer as possible. I've seen it. I've seen them do it with Don Staley, in the NBA with Coach, Greg Popovich. They do these things, man. These questions that just kind of come out of nowhere, like, what's that for? But hey, right so far, it really hasn't been too bad of a questioning session yet. So
basketball game, like,
we'll see.
I'm not thinking like, oh, I'm planting here, oh, I'm cutting, oh, I'm doing this, oh, I'm doing that. Like, you're just doing it. So
You
your
watching,
muscles need to be able.
humble daughter? Are you watching the WNBA finals? The basketball sports lover in me would not allow me not to. Yes, I like the Aces. I would tell anybody in a heartbeat. I'm always keep it real. I have been known to be an avid Aces fan, and I still am. I just don't like this year's version of the team. Can it grow on me? It hasn't. I still have a maximum love for Asia Wilson and respect and reverence for what Jackie and Chelsea do. Um, but I honestly knew coming into the season when Kelsey Plum left and then De'Erica Hamby left before and Alicia Clark and, Raquana Wood. It's the old school Aces that I miss. So, give me room to feel how I feel. And I know exactly what would make me, happy about the Aces teams next season if they do that. But I'm proud that they made it to the finals. But I just haven't. I'm getting off track here, but I have not loved the Aces. But I will be watching the finals. I don't like the Mercury, but I'm still gonna watch because of the basketball lover in me. No, I don't like the Mercury at all. I do like Satu Sabali. I take that back. I do like Satu Sabali, and Sammy Whitcomb is a gamer. So, and I like Koi McCarney. So there is talent out there. And just because I don't like teams or players, it's not going to stop me from watching. Just because I really wanted to see Minnesota in the finals. That's what I wanted, but I didn't get it. But let's go back to this interview. I step in and out. I like old school WNBA. Yeah, I watched it. It was great. It was great when it began. I had like 2 stints I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it as much from like '06 to, I think it was like '06, '08, like 2012 to like 14. So I had like 2 small stints where I didn't really watch. But outside of that, I've been really watching.
To react and withstand that type of stuff. So that's where the 5-on-5 becomes really critical. And then obviously the contact piece of it too. Like you don't know where you're going to be taking contact from, but my goal, it was the end of October to kind of be out there and trying to get back to playing 5-on-5. And I think that's a very reasonable thing for me. And,
I hit the speed up button since this thing is like 18, 19 minutes. I'm like, let me speed it up just a little bit.
Grinding as hard as I possibly can. And that's how it's always kind of just been for me. Like, I love the work. I love putting in the work. And, it's been difficult not being able to like see the time you put in, being able to put on your jersey and see it pay off. But I think, like I said, I think it's been a really good opportunity for me to learn a lot about myself and, certain lessons.
And I think I get a lot of respect from people as I am a huge Caitlin Clark fan. But I think I get a lot of respect from people because I definitely understand who the best players in the game are today. And for me, in my opinion, like Caitlin is in the top 10 if healthy, but she ain't 1. She ain't 2, and she probably ain't 3. So, but she is in my top 10, but I keep it real and call it how it is. Things that she need to improve on? Absolutely yes. And we'll talk more about that on this video or another one. But y'all know me. I call out her weaknesses as well as her positives. And no, she isn't better than Asia Wilson, and she's not better than Feisha Collier. So if you believe she is, stop that. Stop. Get some help. All right, let's go.
That will probably be really important throughout my career as well.
Go Josh and Brian.
Hey, Thielen, good morning. You know, Steph talked about AB just being the rock of this team. I'm just interested how her friendship helped you get through the rough mental times throughout the season.
I mean, I think it's obviously AB's tremendous. Like we've always had a great.
Now I feel like it's talking too fast, but at least I can hear it. I hope y'all can. Basically, the reporter asked her about like, hey, what's the relationship? How did Leah Boston help you get through what you went through? Shout out to Leah Boston. Leah Boston. I don't care what y'all say about her. I don't care what people think about her. She's an amazing person, tremendous soul, and she just plays the game. And she got a bright, bubbly personality. I like it. That's all that matters. What's going on here?
Relationship, and that's what exactly you need between your post and your point guard. And she's always been somebody that's been there to check in and pick me up. But I think that goes for our entire team, and I think that speaks for our entire season. I don't think it would be, I don't think we would have had the type of success that we had if it wasn't for the friendship or the empathy people showed one another or the next man up mentality. Like that was shown across the board in our locker room, whether it was for myself or whether it was for somebody that came in mid-season and got hurt. Like it was always the same. Like you always care for your teammates in the same manner. So, obviously AB was tremendous in that role, and I think she had an incredible year, but honestly our entire roster really excelled in that area.
With respect to your recovery, looking down the line, have you explored opportunities maybe to play 5-on-5 during the offseason as part of kind of that ramp up so that you're ready for next season and have played actual basketball before things start up again in the summer?
Yeah, I mean, I think you always explore every opportunity, and I haven't made any decisions, and I don't know what that's necessarily going to look like for me. Like I said,
she's not sure about like how the off season looks. But one thing I want to say quickly about Caitlin and Aaliyah Boston is people want to try to pull them apart. Obviously, me being an Iowa Hawkeyes fan, I sensed it immediately. But I showed it much love because I was in support. Wherever she got drafted, I was going to rock with Caitlin going. But people want to pull them apart. People want to yank them apart because Leah Boston is from South Carolina, or when she played basketball was from South Carolina. My bad. She played ball at South Carolina, and Caitlin played at Iowa, and Iowa beat that South Carolina team in the Final Four. So, of course, people don't want to see them united on the same team. But hey, you don't get to pick where you go in most cases. So I'm proud of them. I think they can make the best of it. I think they're two truly tremendously talented young ladies. And as long as they don't let the outsiders get in, forget what the outsiders think. If you legitimately got love for Boston, have that. You guys continue to grow, and evolve on the court and do y'all thing together. I always felt like it has the potential to be something great, and it still can. So the outside noise, I don't care. Like, even if I personally don't really, like, how I put it, because I got respect for what Don has accomplished. But even if I'm not like this big Gamecocks fan, because I'm not, I'm Hawkeyes through and through. We just put differences to the side, and that's what they did. So if you're a fan and you can't do that, I wouldn't know what to say about it. I wouldn't know what to say to that. At this point, they both in the W. College is in the rearview mirror, and let it be what it is and get out there and ball. So yeah, because it's like a lot of people that probably don't want to see AB there because she's a former Gamecock, and people that don't want to see Caitlin with Aaliyah because she's a Hawkeye who, took the world by storm. Some people feel she don't deserve all the acclaim and the love she got. But at the end of the day, it's just them. And that's all that matters. As long as they rock with each other, that's cool,
Basketball stuff that is probably my top priority right now that I need to prepare for, and I think that will help me prepare for next season too. But obviously, then you have to prepare for USA basketball in some manner. So that, there's just a lot of different things you got to figure out and balance, and, I'll work through a lot of that too.
I will go Claire and then Elliot.
With Fever playoff run, Pacers playoff run, WNBA All-Star, NBA All-Star, all here in Indy. Tell us what it means to you to play here and what makes Indy so special.
Yeah, I mean, this place is incredible, and I think you've heard so many people talk about it over the course of the last few weeks, whether it's
the fans do too much. Absolutely, the fans do too much. They do the most. Like collegiate basketball fans, they do absolutely. That's why I love the WNBA a little bit. Actually, I love women's college basketball. I'm not gonna let the fans like subdue me. I kind of look at these crazy fans kind of like how Caitlin's face is looking right now. Like, seriously, really? I think it's just because I paused it. She didn't really look like that. But yeah, I think sometimes these fans, they just do the absolute most. And this kind of why I just like don't deal with too many fans outside. Like, if you're a Hawkeyes Bruins fan, I salute you. Fans of other teams, it just depends. I deal with a fan if they're respectable. If they're not, I don't make the time of day for them, because at the end of the day, we don't know these players, and even if we come across them during after a game or before a game, or you see them somewhere and whatever, you still don't know them. So it's like, it is what it is. You don't know them. That's how it goes. That's how it should be with a celebrity. You show them love, respect them. You want an autograph, get an autograph, get it, and be done with it. Like I just said, man, it is what it is. Whether I meet a player that's playing or they retired, like I bumped into Antoine Walker yesterday. It was love. Talked to him about his playing career a little bit, dap it up, and hey, either you take a picture or you don't. Either you get an autograph or you don't. To me, I don't make a big deal about it. I don't make a big deal about it at all. And one thing I should say before I hit the button is some of these players, they're not who you think they are. Some of them have attitudes. Some of them have issues. So, hey, if you come across these players, just remember at the end of the day, they just humans, or the times we're living in. It could be that, people go overboard. I noticed that. That's a whole different subject. People go overboard about celebrities. Did I ever tell the story about what the people did at the concert for Taylor Swift, the Eras Tour? Did I ever mention to y'all how they act? Did I ever let y'all know that the people didn't want to go to the bathroom, that they rather urinate and defecate on themselves? Did I ever let y'all know that? Did I ever let that out the bed? Because I'm telling y'all now. Now, if you willing to, again, I'm going off track here a little bit, but I'm making a point. If you are willing to use the bathroom over yourself because you don't want to not get camera footage of your favorite entertainer because you at their concert, let me hit the button.
Colts, whether it's
hold on.
Pacers, whether it's been
But yeah, that's crazy. I don't care who it is. I'm getting up. I'm going to the bathroom. I'm not finna sit there and just, use the bathroom on myself just so I can get camera footage because I'm at a concert. Are you serious? Are you really serious? And I've seen people brutally attack people over words, over their favorite sport teams. People fall out, everything. It's not even worth it. On what planet is it worth it? If somebody told me, man, F your team, well, I'm going to know they ignorant, and I'm going to know I ain't going to deal with them. But I'm not finna sit there and argue with them. I don't have time to argue too. Then I need to make a shirt that says I'm too damn old for arguing. For real. I'm too damn old to be arguing with people, Maybe if I was 20, 15, 19, hell, even if I was 25. But I'm old. I'm over the age of 30. Hell, I ain't got time to be fighting with nobody. What? That's crazy. Yes, that's real talk. I'm serious. They really did it. They really did do that. They really soiled themselves so they can get footage. Wearing Depends, wearing Depends. How could you be proud of that? That's disgusting. And I'm like, yeah, who wants to trade seats because so and so just went on themselves? That's just disgusting, man. And I don't think people understand that you should not idolize no one but God. I'm not gonna turn this into a preachy biblical thing like that, but it's the truth, come on now, these people, they wash up, put their pants on, shoes on, shirt, bathe just like everyone else. The only difference is they got all this I can't say the word. Exorbitant. I can't say that word. I've heard a million people say it. I've seen it in the dictionary. I'm gonna just use another word. Abundance. They got all this abundance amount of money That's about the only biggest difference. That and they got a million crazies running behind them. So let's go back to the
Our
interview.
players, it's just incredible. It's in a way, it almost feels like a college, like a university. Like all the teams are supporting each other, and like you don't get that in professional sports really. But like you have that here, and I think that just speaks like I always say like obviously I'm from Iowa, like Indianapolis. I understand it's a big city, but it doesn't really feel that way to me. Like it's a very close knit group. Like everybody supports one another, but then you have the professional sports teams, and that's what everybody's most passionate about here, and that's what I love about it. People really show up. This is a lot of these fans like these have been their team.
Side note, it's crazy because like people really got me confused because like obviously I'm a big fan of Caitlyn, like Rihanna, Taylor Swift, Kobe, people like that, MJ, but like I don't go to the extreme amount like people go over them. I don't. They just humans. They just breathe, man. They do the same thing we do, and they got bills like we do. So I mean, it's crazy. But what I was gonna say was like when Caitlyn came to Indiana, I was happy because I finally get to actually see her. Like I was close to me, but it's still a short drive, if that makes sense. And I have went to Iowa frequently in the past. Unfortunately, I've only been to like 2 games to see my Hawkeyes actually play. And I have not been to a Hawkeyes game in like I say 4, it's been like at least 4 years since I seen them play. So it's definitely time to get back to seeing them play at least a game or 2. And I know a few Hawkeyes fans, that'll help me with that. Like I can get in, at a good price. But look, the thing is, I don't idolize these people. So if I see them, I see them. If I don't see them, I don't trip. I'm lucky enough to have seen Rihanna in concert, Taylor, but like people are crazy over these people. Like people are like, I feel like they'll cut you over these people, and they just humans, just like us.
Since they've been 5 years old, this is all they've known. These are the only teams they've cheered for, and to have this type of success across the board. Obviously, the Colts have had an amazing start to their season.
I will say it's good because far from home. Like say Caitlyn was in LA, or let's say she was in, I can't use Golden State because they just became a W team, and they was never, they wasn't even around when she got drafted. They came the next year. So yeah, let's just say she was somewhere like New York or LA. It'd be a much longer travel for her to get home. So I'm glad she wouldn't have to travel that far to get home. But it's obviously she's adapted. She's adopted. I said adapted. She's adopted Indiana. Indianapolis. She likes the Colts. She likes the Pacers. So that's great. I like the Colts too. I'm a Cowboys Colts fan. Don't give me no trouble about me being a Cowboys fan, please.
And Pacers run last year, and then everything we've been able to persevere and reach the WNBA semifinals. Like it's a really special time in the city, and
I'm making this longer than it needs to be.
Really fortunate to have made different friendships with different athletes across the city, and just have the support from not only the city but the state as a whole.
Elliot and then Brad in the room. I'm gonna try to jump into Zoom quickly.
Hey, Captain. I'm French, by the way. The Pacers played in NBA Paris game.
Yeah.
And there is also the NCAA games in Paris.
Mm-hmm.
How much would you like to see a WNBA Paris game?
I would love it. I would love it. I would go anywhere and play. I think that would be, as I said earlier, like we're in a moment in time where, the WNBA has never been hotter. There's never been more fans. There's never been more international fans of the game. And that's where you can really grow is in the international space. And I think the NBA has done a tremendous job of that. And, I would love to go play over there. I think it'd be really fun. I think it, obviously there's quite a few back to full health, and
I didn't hit it. I didn't hit it wrong, but I think I know where I was. I want somebody to ask her if she's gonna play an Unrivaled.
what that's necessarily going to look like for me. Like I said, there's some USA basketball stuff that is probably my top priority right now that I need to prepare. It's just
I made a mistake and I went too far back. By
Incredible.
mistake, I hit a button.
In a way, it almost feels like a college, like a university, like all the teams are supporting each other, and like you don't get that in professional sports really. But like you have that here, and I think that just speaks like, I always say, like, obviously I'm from Iowa, like Indianapolis, I understand it's a big city, but it doesn't really feel that way to me. Like it's a very close-knit. Pacers run last year, and then everything we've been able to persevere and, you know, reach the WNBA semifinals. Like it's a really special time in this city, and you know, I can't imagine myself in a better place, and just really fortunate to have, you know, made different friendships with different athletes across the city, and just have the support from not only the city but the state as a whole.
Hey, Kevin. There. I'm French, by the way. The Pacers played in NBA.
I'm on
Paris
live.
game,
Yeah.
and there is also the NCAA games in Paris. How much would you like to see a WNBA Paris game?
I would love
Showcase your
it.
talent?
I would love it. I would go anywhere and play. I think that would be, as I said, of the game, and that's where you can really grow. To go play over there. You know, I think it'd be really fun. I think it, you know, obviously there's quite a few, you know, obviously if it's in Paris, there's some great French players on other teams as well that could make it exciting. Obviously the Pacers played Wemby over there, and I know they had an amazing time getting to do that. So I would be very open to that. I think it would be, you know, great for the league to see how it goes, and I'm pretty positive it would go well. So I would love it.
Caitlin, this basketball learning.
I might put it outside.
Having an extended period to just sit and watch and observe and be in the huddle and almost take on the role of another set of coaching eyes with this group this season.
I mean, it's not what I'm means, but you know, I've talked with a few people about this. I think, you know, when I get a few years down here in my career, like I think this is a moment in a season I'll look back on and be like, this is why I am who I am today. And that's obviously probably pretty challenging to think in that way right now, but I truly believe that. And you know, it was hard sitting on the bench. I'm not gonna lie, there were certainly some hard days, but you know, I think it taught myself how to be a really good leader and how to be a really good teammate and how to empathize for your teammates in certain situations. You know, when you're in the heat of battle, your emotions are high, and you know, you feel things differently. And I think when you're on the
12 out of 44 games, you should learn how to lead from the
sidelines and you don't have your jersey on, you can observe and really watch people and learn about people. And, you know, I don't think it was so much for me like the basketball. I mean, like, obviously, you learn about basketball. That's always how I've learned. I've been a basketball junkie. Like, you watch games, you watch the NBA, you watch college, you just have basketball on. That's the best way to improve your IQ. But also to learn about people and ask them questions and watch the way they operate. And for myself, getting to do that with my teammates, I think is probably the biggest lesson I learned. And just, you know, how can I show up every single day and to them and be there for them, but also, you know, going forward down the road, like if I have a teammate that's injured or hurt or going through a tough moment, like I know I will always show up for them and be there for them and check in on them, because it is an incredibly isolating thing and you don't realize that until you go through it. And, you know, everybody says it.
Yeah, that's good. That's something good she picked up. You know, empathy is a great thing. Compassion is a great thing. So, yeah, and for anyone that wonders, like, didn't I possibly hear that? You probably heard something. Well, you didn't hear that, but anybody who might have heard something previously is because I made a mistake and hit the back button that took me back to the beginning, and I kind of had to like fast forward to where I was before. But yeah, we ain't got about maybe another 6 minutes. Then we can get to the McKenna thing, and then we can close out. But you know, well, I definitely want to talk McKenna.
But you don't feel it unless you go through it. So I think all of that is probably what I learned most.
We're gonna jump over to Zoom. Go to Malika Andrews.
Caitlin, I'm really glad to hear that you are on the mend here. I'm not sure how to turn on my camera, so I'll just keep going.
That's all right.
We've heard from a lot of players in the last couple of days that more good leadership, great leadership is what is needed. I'm curious, in your mind, what is great leadership? What do you hope happens from here?
I mean, I think over the course of my career, and obviously you always want to become a better leader. And I think I've been around a lot of really good leaders in my life, and I've been very fortunate and able to learn from those people, and I'm trying to learn and grow every single day as a leader too. And I think for me, and I've said this many times, it is all about relationships, and that's the truth. And I know that's really hard to say in professional sports, but you know, whether it's a relationship with your front office, whether it's a relationship with commissioner of the league, whether it's a relationship with your teammates, like that's the most important thing in leadership. Why would my teammates want to listen to me if I didn't have a relationship with them? Like, I think it's the most simple thing, and you have to be very intentional about seeking those out and understanding your teammates. Like, everybody in professional sports comes from different walks of life, and you have to be able to know why they are who they are. Like, I think that's super important.
Yeah, that is important, because one thing I always wondered to myself when like Caitlin came out of Iowa, and I was like, hey, will she have trouble adapting? You know, and realizing, okay, I'm not in Iowa anymore. Obviously, I am somewhere, you know, where it's still somewhat considered to be a small state, but it is much bigger than Iowa. And the teammates that you play with are going to come from different places outside of, you know, obviously Iowa. You're going to have players from around the world, overseas. You might be playing with players, you know, that come from all walks of life, all over the country. So, you know, being able to have that adaptation, to be able to seamlessly adapt, is something I thought would be very important. And it seemed like it might have took Caitlin some time, but I think she gets the gist of it now. Good to see, because you got in life of all life, life of all lives, you have to be willing to adapt. You know, you might move. You might end up someplace you don't want to be. You might end up at a job you don't want to be. You got to adapt to life. You know, in sports, you might get traded to a team you don't want to go to. You got to figure out how to make the best of it. You might get drafted to an organization you didn't want to go to. You got to make the most of it, because if you don't, if you be stubborn, if you pout about it, no one's going to care. And they're going to look at you like, oh, you brat. Oh, you know, you stuck up guy, or whatever the sport is. So, yeah, man, that's something I really wanted to chime in on. Let's keep going.
And being intentional about that. So I think that's something I try to continue to improve in my daily life every single day, whether it's obviously, you know, as a part of the Indiana Fever organization, or whether it's as a friend or a family member. You know, relationships are very important for me as a person. So I would just say, you know, for me, I'd say the most important part of leadership, whether that's the WNBA, whether that's corporate America, I think it comes down to relationships and really caring about the people you surround yourself with.
I should have been more specific. That's what you're hoping for from the league office when you say great leadership. You're hoping for that relationship-based great leadership.
Sure.
All right, we'll go one more on Zoom with Maddie Kenny, and then we're gonna probably wrap up in the room with Brian.
Hi, I just wanted to follow up on a question that Alexa asked about, you know, what Fee said, the story involving you specifically, and your popularity as a player obviously skyrocketed when you were in college, and you had a lot of NIL opportunities and stuff. So I guess when you heard that, like, what was your reaction? Because it came off a little dismissive to your own brand and like your own individual brand power, I guess.
I think that's probably the way in which the league has probably changed over the course of the last few years. You know, these kids and what they're making in college these days is pretty insane. It's honestly probably more than what I made. Obviously, a lot has changed even since I graduated. So I'm not 100% up to date on the exact numbers of what college kids are making. But, you know, obviously I was very fortunate after my freshman year of college. That's when I began working with, you know, different brands, and began working with Nike. And, you know, everybody knows my first NIL deal was with Hy-Vee, the greatest grocery chain of all time, based in Des Moines, Iowa, baby. So best chocolate long johns around. But, you know,
Gotta get that money on. Them college athletes getting that money on. I bet you Caitlin missed that aspect of it, possibly. Getting that college money-to, getting that money-to. But hey, she doing all right for herself. She definitely, you know, she doing all right for herself. But hey, college, man, NIL money is where it's at. Let's keep going. We getting close to the end.
I think that's the way in which, like, you know, young women are coming into this league now with that type of, you know, I don't even want to say it's money, but they're beginning to build their brands in college, and then they're bringing that to the WNBA. So I think that's just a way in which the league has changed and will continue to evolve. And like, that's my main point. You know, like I said, we are in the biggest moment in WNBA history. There's no denying that. Everybody knows that. And everybody that's in a place in power has a true responsibility. And even myself, we have a responsibility to make sure that this game is in a great place going forward with the CBA. And
I appreciate you, humble daughter. You know, you rocked it out with me. And me, I need to make sure I tell myself I got one more subject, you know, one more. I don't know if it's one video. It's probably some highlights, and I'll probably get commentary and talk about it. But I do, daughter Israel, I appreciate you for being here. for kicking it with me on the live stream. I appreciate that a lot.
Caring for our players and, building this league to make sure it's in a great spot for many years to come, because you all know I grew up as a huge fan of this league, and I'm going to do everything I can to make this the league that, a 5-year-old, a 10-year-old, a 15-year-old, a girl in college is really proud of to come into and to be able to put a WNBA uniform on. And, that's what they dream of. And then hopefully they can accomplish that goal, because that's exactly who I was. And that's, really at the end of the day, like, I hope that's what my legacy can be, is just.
Well, you really love to hear that. You really love to hear her say that, because, I don't, but some question her love for the game. Some question what she in it for. Some question could she be here for money. Some question could she be here for fame. And it's good to hear her say what she just said. It's good to hear her say what her legacy should be. It's good to hear her play for even more. She understands the task. I don't think she knows how big she made Iowa. I really don't think she know it yet. But I think she understands what she plays this game for. Like, you love to win a championship. It's one of the greatest things that you could ever experience as an athlete. But I think she understands, like, what she means, to the game for so many young kids. And her story, you can't hate her rise. The rise that she has, the way she made it happen, you can't hate it. And just the same, anybody making it to this level and becoming a superstar, can't hate them either. Because you look at the stories of an Asian, where she came from, you can't hate that. Getting it out the mud, So, yeah, it's not just Caitlin. And I wouldn't just be that person to sit there and say, oh, respect her, and she's the only one. No, show them all love.
How I impacted people to be able to maybe want to be in the WNBA, but to really just achieve whatever they want to achieve. Sorry, I went on a little bit of a tangent there on your question, but yeah, that's all I got for you.
Last one, Brian.
Lexi Hall and the way that she kind of found her game a little bit offensively there later in the season. I'm curious what you saw from her just in terms of her development, how she adjusted to the way you defended her.
Yeah, I think Lexi is, obviously, as you guys know, she's one of my good friends. So I don't really have any.
Let me say this only thing about Lexi. Like, Lexi succeeds. She possibly overachieves. Unrivaled was good for Lexi Hall. Lexi Hall being a teammate of Caitlin Clark. I like Lexi a lot. Her defense is super, super solid. She hustles. She, sacrifices her body out there. She's a good 3-point shooter. I just wish she was more aggressive sometimes. I really wish she had the attack mode of a Sabrina or a Caitlin or a Kelsey Plum, especially in situations where you need it. There were times where it was needed, and sometimes the ball came to her and she was like momentarily allergic to it, and I don't like that. But she does shoot, but I wish she was just more aggressive sometimes. But let's hear what Caitlin has to say about Lexi as we close this part out.
Many bad things to say about her, but every team in this league should want a Lexi Hall type of player on their team. That's just never once have I seen her be disappointed in the amount she played. And I was here at the beginning of last year when she was getting DNPs, and was the exact same person as she is right now. As probably she turned into our third option offensively players, but also like she embraced that and she worked for that and she wanted to be in that moment. And I think she's really flourished and her game has improved quite a bit. She's always been such a tenacious defender, and obviously you all know she's had some back troubles throughout the end of this playoffs here. And I'm like, Lex, like, you just play reckless. Like, you're gonna, like, I was holding my breath those last few games, but that literally just sums up the type of person she is. Like, she's selfless. Like, she's gonna go out there, she's gonna lay it all on the line for this team. There was never a doubt in her mind if she was ever gonna play a game in the playoffs where she had pain. Like, she was going out there and she was gonna play. There was no question, and that really just sums up who she is. And we're really fortunate to have her as a part of our organization, and I hope it's like that for many years to come too.
So let me say this.
Kelsey, now 2 days removed. How are you feeling?
Shout out to Kelsey Mitchell. It's good to see her out the hospital. Let me just say this. I'll flip the camera real quick. So that's justification right there. Lexi Hall definitely gonna be with this team. I don't see a reason why she wouldn't be with this team. So that's great news for Lexi. When Caitlin puts a stamp on you, I think she's going to be with the team. So we have 2 incoming WNBA expansion teams, Toronto and Portland. So if I'm the Fever, and that was a good exit interview. It wasn't nothing too over the top crazy. It was good in exit interview by Caitlin. So I would protect, Caitlin, Leah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, Lexi. Who else would I protect? Two more players. Sophie, that's 5. And I would try to protect Odyssey Sims, but they won't. They probably will protect like Natasha Howard or something. Knowing them, they probably won't protect Odyssey, but that's who I would protect. So yeah, man, that was a really, really good exit interview, and I appreciate those that watch with me and those that are hitting the like button. Now, what I want to do before concluding the video is I want to look into, like, she just signed, well, not signed, she just committed to Iowa yesterday, McKenna WOLICZKO. I want to see, obviously I know she committed, and that was awesome news, but I want to see, I should have typed it in, otherwise I'll be looking forever. I want to see some highlight footage. Have I ever seen her play? I've never watched her play. I haven't seen highlights of her. Damn, they might not. I know they got more than, they gotta have more than one highlight. Bro, what is this? Like, seriously. Okay, well, we just gotta look at what they got. We gotta look at what they got. So let's see here. Let y'all see what I'm looking at.
Your favorite TV shows are on YouTube. Enjoy animated series for the whole household.
2 on that list.
I'm thinking that's her right there. Let me drop the volume. Let's drop the volume song. So let's watch a little bit of McKenna. Hold on. Let's drop the volume. I ain't say nothing about no sleep timer. Go away. Let's see. I don't want to just drop the volume. I want to actually get a good look at her. So let's see. She stole the ball. This her right there rocking 2-0. No. Oh, is that her? I think that is her. She in the 20. So another Iowa fan told me she wear 20. Will she wear 20 with Iowa? I don't know. I can't say if she will or not. There was Kate Martin number, but Kate Martin did not get her jersey retired. But she is one of our best Iowa players. So that's her. The ball fake. Puts it on the floor. That's her. Nice spinning shot. Ooh, nice. Nice. She like the 5th ranked player in the country. Damn, I lost her in the crowd. I think she just got that putback. I lost her in the crowd for a second. We watching McKenna down just a bit. Yeah, nice strong catch. Good hands. They say she finished very well around the rim with either hand. Nice bounce pass to her. And that's a bunny, but you gotta make that. You gotta make that bunny. So you supposed to make that, and she did. And she go again driving off glass. Nice shot. Caitlin, that's type of layup. There's a lot to talk about. That's another reason why I love the fact that we got her, because it's like, it's a lot to talk about. It's a lot to watch. It's a lot to discuss. Because, like, that's a nice jump shot that she put in right there. Looked like Kate Martin for a minute. Maybe Kate Martin with more athleticism, too. Shout out Kate Martin, who made it to the WNBA. That was a miraculous story. Want to see the defenders defending her a little bit better, but hey, she She did look good. That was just a 1 minute and 20-second video. Y'all know Leah Boston. But y'all know how I feel about McKenna. Like, I was super, super happy when she got drafted. I mean, drafted, I'm not sure. When she committed. I was super happy when she committed. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff to like watch on her, which is great, you know. Yeah, it's a lot to like and learn about her. My reaction from a lot of the Iowa fans is just as shocking, just as happy as I am. And if you didn't watch the video when the Hawkeyes players found out she committed, that was one for the ages. I didn't talk about it on here, but I think I put it on my Facebook, like my instant reactions. Like I literally dropped my phone. Well, it didn't break or nothing because I didn't drop it from like a far heights, but I literally dropped my phone and I literally was just like screaming and then sat Indian style on the floor like wow, 3 years ago. That's a minute ago though. I want something more relevant. I know she suffered an ACL injury that she's recovering from. So I know she probably missed a lot of time with that. She, like on this photo, you know, obviously much, much younger. But if you're a baller, you're a baller, you know. I just thought I'd watch a little bit of this. I mean, she was so young here, but you could definitely see she got the propensity and the potential to be a absolute baller. And when you a top 5 player in the country, 2026 class, not this season, but next season, you know, which it speaks to how Addison Deal, which I have tons of content on Deal, be it shorts or videos or whatever, Deal was the highest ranked recruit since Caitlin Clark until we received this commitment from McKenna yesterday. Being that she was so young here, you could still see the potential and the promise. The one thing I will say is like watching against high school competition though could be misleading because, you know, a lot of the players around you not going where you're going. So obviously if you're good enough to go play on the collegiate level, everybody is not going to be. So you got to take it with a grain of salt because it's not often you're going to be matched up against tremendous competition. So I'm more so just watching to see how fluid she moves, how agile she is, her effort, her energy, just the way she plays. So that's kind of like what I'm looking at, like to see and to notice. But definitely McKenna is definitely a player I feel is very special. We happy to have. And I think, let me show you this before I get out of here. I said I was going to just do a YouTube short on it, and I still just might. But if I can find, check this out. I want to show you guys the reaction. I think I watched this a couple of times. So just check out this reaction. I had it on mute.
Coach Jan Jensen was at a photo shoot when she got a call she had been waiting for. It was from top.
Yeah, check out the reaction right here. This, you know, if you still hear humble daughter, check out this. This is timeless reaction, and this is how you know, like, hey, we just got a high quality commitment. And for us, we celebrating because maybe we don't always get like the cream of the crop, like UCLA, which is my other team I root for, but we don't get the cream of the crop all the time, like UConn, South Carolina. They always get the best players. You know, we on the upswing though. We becoming the blue blood program. Check.
When she got a call she had been waiting for, it was from top flight recruit McKenna WOLICZKO, the 6th ranked senior in the country.
Oh, okay. Hey, how are you? What? Yes, we're number 20. We're number, yes.
Hey, yo.
So there it is, McKenna WOLICZKO, a 5-star recruit out of
Let me run that back.
Oh, okay.
Let's run it back.
Hey, how are you? What? Yes, we're number 20.
So there it is, McKenna Volichko, a 5-star recruit out of Archbishop
Yeah.
High School in San Jose, California, commits. She's the highest rated recruit to go to the Hawkeyes since Kaylin Clark. The 6'2" forward is a first-team high school All-American. She was on the Team USA Under-17 squad. She picked Iowa for the coaches, the campus, and the overall vibe.
Being able to walk from
Harvard. Wait a minute. What she
She was
say?
on the Team USA Under-17.
I feel like I missed that part. It's always something you miss. She picked up. I still got time. We got like 15 minutes for my Cubs. Come on. Let's see. What she say? Play. We playing who the Cubs? Padres. Game 3. Want to take off. But let me see what she said here at the end. Salute to everybody that came out today. I appreciate y'all.
Squad.
I want to know why McKenna chose to come to Iowa.
Iowa for the coaches, the campus, and the overall vibe.
Being able to walk from Harvard to the football field and just seeing all the fans, I think that's super fun to experience. I also am just, I think the opportunities at Iowa are going to be unlimited. The past girls that have played at Iowa are going to make it so much easier for the girls in the future to come in and play. And I just am super grateful for the staff at Iowa.
McKenna's a year away. This season should be great. And as of...
What you mean it should be? Bro, let's get a look at you. Don't you ever say no, it should be, bro. Bro, don't you ever say that. It will be. Work on your vocabulary, sir. Work on your damn vocabulary. Let's get a real good look at you, bruh. Bruh, work on your damn vocabulary, bruh. With your Addams Family looking self. Looking like the daddy on Addams Family. But yo, look, man. It will be a great season for the Hawkeyes. But next season is when WOLICZKO come. I got her. WOLICZKO. That's her last name. Got to work on it. But yo, I'm happy that she's coming. And I'm happy for Addison. So yeah, man, that's how we gonna end this video. And I'm glad I went live because I wasn't gonna go live because I hadn't been feeling my best, but I'm doing okay. I mean, we made it through an hour live. So, and I haven't went live for an hour in a long time. Normally my live is like 10, 20 minutes. But we're gonna try to make it more of a normalized thing what we're doing live. Obviously, I won't always be reviewing something, but be jumping on cam and talking to y'all. Tremendous news about the McKenna WOLICZKO coming to Iowa, and I'm going to drop a short on that. But before I get out of here, I want to take a moment to say thank you to everybody that came through, specifically daughter Zion, humble staying here, kicking it in on the stream with me. So I appreciate that. Carter's Adventures, Mike, Simply Me. Appreciate all y'all. But y'all, man, alive right here. Thank you for coming out. For Bruins faithful. Hey, y'all take care. Be easy, be smooth, and always keep it 100. You say, well, I'm glad I'm back. Will I be live for NBA games this year? Most definitely gonna do some. Most definitely, my team, if you don't know, it's the Timberwolves. So, it's Timberwolves first. So if I could catch a Timberwolves game, definitely the Lakers are always a big spot. Now, I'm not a Lakers fan, not since Kobe left. But the Lakers are always a team to keep your eye on. It sucks that Halliburton got hurt because, if ever I had a second team, it would be the Pacers. But, expect big things out of the Knicks, the Timberwolves, the Lakers.
Wednesday, it is sold out.
I done hit a button. But, I'm expecting a good lead this year. For me right now, it's just, football and WNBA, which is about to close out. I'll talk a little bit about that later. But, I'm going to do this short. I'm going to catch you guys later. I've been talking forever, it feels like. But, thank you for coming out. I appreciate now I can't talk. I appreciate you coming out with me. Humble daughter. It's been awesome. It's been cool talking to you guys. So I'll let y'all later on the next one. I'm out. Peace.